Hey there everyone, welcome back to Game Behind. My name is Dave, and today we are looking at another expansion for Catapult Kingdoms. As a disclaimer, this was supported by Vesuvius Media. They actually sent more than what I paid for when I backed the Kickstarter myself, so thank you so much for your support. Now, I don't know if this is actually an expansion or if this is just a lot of the stretch goals smushed together. I read an email from Vesuvius, but I still couldn't really make out if this would be an expansion that would come out later. And, well, when you have Toy Factor like this, you probably want to make this a follow-up expansion from the Siege one that we looked at last. Now, this is where you're taking this new contraption that has a ram head on it, and you're shooting hives, which was a stretch goal, for at least from my memory. I think that was a stretch goal, but it has some special powers. So you're shooting boulders, you're shooting beehives, you're using this crazy thing that has wheels that don't move, but I get why they don't move, and let me tell you why. But before, let me show you what comes in this box. Let's go. Okay, so this is what you get in the box of the Artifacts Towers expansion. First, you don't get boulders, you get bunny hives, and the material that they feel like are a rubber, a little bit like those erasers, the old school erasers that you would put on your pencil back in the day, but they're not actually erasers. They're a nice soft kind of plastic, and they fit in the new weapon, the Mighty Plunger. It takes a little bit of assembly for this guy, but basically what you're going to be doing is pulling on the back here and heaving ho of these boulders and the beehives. So now you also get bricks as always, but they introduce curvy bricks, and this is one of the most cool things that they've introduced so far, as I like these little pylon, the little castle like portions of the top of the buildings here. The last time they introduced them, they were straight, but they didn't have these little squares that latch onto the bricks. It's so buttery smooth and stays on nicely. I really like that idea. I don't know who came up with that, but good on you for picking that. I wish they would have did it with the straight ones, but you know, I'm grateful to have them on both these here. So you get tiny curves, you get big curves, you get castle curves, and you get two awesome Mighty Plungers in addition to 4 hives and the cards that we'll be going over. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is just like the core set where you have 2 castles going against each other, and the person with one of their figures standing last is the winner. So the name of the game is to knock over all your opponent's figures. Now, you have this Mighty Plunger that has an area that your figures are going to sit, and you have to have one of your figures here in order to operate. If it gets knocked out, well, you're going to have to take another one of your figures that's active and put them on here. Now, if all your figures are knocked off your keep and this one is left standing, well, your opponent has to knock this one over to win that end game. Now, of course, you do have the Catapult, which we're not going to get into. We want to go with the Mega Plunger here. But again, you're just going back and forth. Now, when you shoot with the Plunger, you have the driver's seat. So this is where you can aim, and then you can move forward. So you can move forward 2 of these brick lengths here, and that will get closer and closer to your opponent's keep. And then you're ready to knock them down. You pull this little plunger thing in the back here and just set sail. And you shot a hive. Let's go over the cards. Again, I'm not going to go over all the rules. If you want to learn that, it's on my initial review. We're just going to go over the difference. So the plunger thruster here allows you to go 4 spaces instead. Broken wheel. Of course, these have wheels, not wheels. They don't roll. But this will sabotage basically your plunger. Tumble up. If there's no troop on your Mighty Plunger, place one of the troops from the box in your driver's seat so you can get some people back that way. Anchor places this card beside a Mega Plunger. Next time a plunger is hit and the troop is driving, it's knocked over, remove the troop instead return the plunger back to the starting location and discard this card. So nay, after opponent declares an action card, you can cancel it. Basically, that's been waiting to get put into this game. And the Beehive. Now, the Beehive is cool. When I shot that, I can knock over what I knocked over, but it also sends out bees to move 3 of your opponent's characters. They have to move them to another position in a different spot. That's legal. Now, again, that's essentially it. When your character does get knocked over, like in the action cards I was saying, your plunger will get knocked back to the starting position, which is beside your little area. But this thing can shoot barrels. It can. I wish they were barrels. It can shoot boulders. It can shoot beehives, and it is just thunderous. Alright, so let me go ahead and tell you what I think about this edition. Let's go. So that is how you play with this expansion. What do I think of this one? A huge thumbs up. Which one do I like expansion wise? I do think the Siege is a little bit better because the crossbow has more range of movement and shot, which is probably my favorite, but this one is a close second because it is daunting as it gets closer. Dun 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 dun. And then just 2 feet away it demolishes everything with the Beehive and scatters all your opponent's people. I love the game mechanisms in this one, and yeah, the toy factor is out of this world right now. I do think this is something that I'm happy to have. I don't know if I would seek it out. If I had the core set, again, I would go for the Siege expansion, but this is a close second. I do like every time they add a new huge awesome weapon, and I mean this right here, it's really easy to maneuver, easy to shoot, and it's just cool. I don't know if I would ever paint these, but if I would, it probably would make them look just spectacular. But right now, even just with the detail that you can see right off the rip, it's pretty damn cool. So I do like this here. Again, I don't know if this is an actual expansion, but if you back the Kickstarter and you went all in, well, you have this here, and these are my thoughts on it. So if you want to pick up something like this, you might be able to find it on the third-hand market. I don't know if Yellow is going to release any more of this stuff here, but let's pray that they do, because this is super cool. So thank you again, Vesuvius Media, for helping us with these reviews and looking over all of Catapult Kingdoms, because it's so awesome. And thank you again, Vine Nation, for clicking like and subscribe. Until the next time that I see you, my name is Dave, and have a great rest of your day and a great time with all you play. You heard it here on the Game Vine. I'm out. Bye. My name is Dave, and this is Miko, and we're out. Heard it here on the Game Vine. Bye. Vine Nation, we love making content here for you on the channel, and we're almost at 10,000 subscribers, so subscribe now and help us out. This video right here, I think you'll like. This video right here, YouTube thinks you'll like. Or you can just sit here and watch me dance as a dinosaur for a little bit longer. You can visit us at our social media outlets, and we're going to be improving our Patreon here soon. That's all for today. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.